Hey, is anybody else bored on a Friday night? I am. So I thought I'd just do a promo of Sunday's live stream. We're going to do open theism and infallible interpreters again. I know I've done this before. And I forgot I was going to be on Discord. I had that up for a reason. Oh well. Forgot what I was doing. So anyway, no biggie because I don't plan to be on long. But yeah, I've done this before. I'm going to look at my God and time thing again and go over a couple of different angles. We're going to look at the difference between, it's kind of an equal opposite between open theism and Calvinism or predestination or Reformed theology, whatever you want to call it. So that's just my notes that I use. I didn't want to put the full notes up there because I don't want to give everything away, or nobody will show up. So that's what we're going to do. 2 o'clock Eastern, as always, on Sunday. And this is what we're going to be talking about. I probably won't have panel thing open because it's going to be mostly presentations, so not much to really have a chit chat about. But so there you go. And I have to say I'm finding it easier to do screen sharing with the whole screen instead of just an app, because some apps don't share it. They don't play well with others. So that's what I'm going to do. Other than that, crazy stuff in the news as always. It's all bad news all the time. I've been on Gab for just moral support. Hey, Chow, good to see you. Although the owner of Gab, and there are an awful lot of people there are very male supremacist, but they have the free speech to say that, and I have this free speech to say I disagree with that. So that's what I do. Anyway, Parler CEO got fired, and the people who are there are into censorship, so I don't recommend Parler anymore. MeWe had some bad publicity. I'm still a little bit iffy about them, but I'm there too. So I'm still looking into whatever year I get another phone to try to get a Linux phone of some sort, or I know Gab is trying to work on a phone. Just the thing is that you give up a lot when you do that. Although my apps are pretty basic, but there's some, like banking apps and store apps that I use to check out with, and I'd have to make sure those would run. Because anytime you have a non-standard OS, that there tends to be problems, but if the app works on your device, then shouldn't be an issue. And the Linux phones tend not to have the best cameras on them. They're like 5 megapixels or something, and you can get 16 or more, which is crazy. My P900 only has 16 megapixels. Go figure. So yeah, we're going to talk about open theism on Sunday and infallible interpreters, and why both extremes, open theism and predestination, have issues. Let's see, those on the left, those left on, oh, I think you mean Parler, are against censorship. The people are, but it seems that the new owners would like to censor some content. So the problem is people who censor some content, if even beyond law breaking, like certain obvious things that nobody should be allowed to say online. Other than that, I just, and plus they're still down. I don't know. But we can all do our little parts. And mine is, like I said, trying to get away from the Googleverse and Amazon, and I haven't been on Facebook or Twitter forever. So that's just little things, but that's what I can do. And I'm trying, finding alternative purchase sites. Let's see. Why don't we put a browser over here and look up the verse that you posted just to do that. And let's see if I can get this to not cover up the comment stream there. And we will look for, let's do my web app just because we can. And we will look up Acts 10:34. Let me go to this verse. Yep. That's it. Normally there would be notes over here if I had notes on that verse, and there's the Greek parsing, etc., etc. Another thing I've been working on, this I wouldn't be able to do this online, but I can do it on my home lamp server, is this thing. Because a lot of times I found myself going to Bible Hub to check their Hebrew and Greek interlinears, and now I can do them both at the same time. I just use iframes and put in my own little form here. I had to make sure I got the actual names as they spell them out. So it would put this drop-down list, which is like that. And the numbers beside there are the maximum number of chapters. So if you don't put in like Genesis 51 or something like that. So I could go to like, let's say, Psalm 110 and use that fine instead of theirs. And it'll take me there. The Lord said to my Lord, sit at my right hand until I make your enemies your footstool. Because when someday there's a debate on the deity of Christ, I will be taking hard looks at words and names and identities. I've got a decent presentation ready for that one way or another. If there is no debate, I'll make a presentation. And if there's a debate, well, I'll have to wait till we do that. So, anyway, yep, impartiality is a big deal. A lot of Christians don't understand that. And all you can do is put in your 2 cents like everybody else does. As long as free speech is free, then everybody should be able to contribute their viewpoint. So anyway, if you ever want, this sort of thing on your own home lamp server, which I'm sure you all have, sarcasm, the code's pretty easy. So anyway, handy things. Of course, for that matter, I could also now, because I'm not trying to share an app, but just a screen, which is nice when you finally have 2 screens, I can share olive tree that Chow helped me with. And unfortunately, it'll be too narrow if I try. I'd have to move everything over if I didn't want to cover up the chat. But over here, I got the Net Bible. It's not perfect. None of them are. But it has some helpful, informative notes. Of course, if you have to pay if you want the full notes, because a lot of times it'll say, sorry, your free version doesn't have that note. But on the right is Greek text. So it's pretty handy too. Handy little app. It only seems to run on PC. So if I ever go full Linux, whatever, which I have on my laptop, I can't run that. I could still run it on my phone, but what are you going to do? But I'm just happy to see people show up. Like I said, I was just mainly doing a heads up on what's coming on Sunday, which I think I went and closed my text app, but there it is again. Open theism is what we're going to do. So, what are you guys up to? Just kind of a slow Friday night. It's going to get cold around here over the next week or so. We're told we're going to get sub-zero temps. And I don't care how long you've been living in cold weather. It's never pleasant when it's that cold. Sometimes it hurts to breathe. But I don't plan to go out much in it if I can help it. So it's nice that God provides that we have heat. It's a big deal around here. And there are people who don't even have that living in the cold. So pray for everybody because these are not fun times, especially if you're trying to be independent. I'm not trying too hard as far as living arrangements goes, but there are people who are, and they're not having a good time. Um, Data on the plane. I don't think I know we looked up to Acts 10:34, but I don't think I recognize your name. Welcome to the chat. It's one of the nicest, chillest chats you're going to find from what I've seen. Um, Everybody seems to get along pretty well. Of course, we had, in years past, had trouble with some trolls, but they kind of took the hint and went away. So, doesn't mean we won't get more. But anyway, there's all sorts of neat things you can do with Bible tools, even if you don't have something like eSword or Olive Tree or anything like that. Lots of good online stuff that's free. But online doesn't always last, so make sure you have something. Electronic Bibles and lexicons and things are just so much easier to search on. So I do have some in print as well, but eventually, as people in China can tell you, even everything in print won't help you when the government decides that you're a criminal for having wrongthink. So anyway, yep, tough times for people who are also homeless or living in a trailer or whatever. Um, Not fun in the winter in a large part of the country right now. Of course, there are people in other countries who live in the cold year round, and more power to them. It's not for me, especially the older I get, the less I want to deal with the cold. So, it's just how it is. Yeah, see, so what else have I been up to? We got a rowing machine. I've been using that. Currently, I don't know what the resistance setting is to because it uses actual water in a big drum that spins around and makes the resistance. But currently, I'm doing about 3,000 meters in 15 minutes. So, not too bad. And then I get on the treadmill because, again, I do not want to go outside in this weather. It would do bad things to my lungs. So, up to that, taking my supplements and doing what I can. Still working on the teeth slowly. Due to get some more work done in a week or so. I need to look at my calendar every now and then. So anyway, we can just chit chat about whatever if you guys are bored and want to hang out, because I'm not doing much, and I'm ready. Got my stuff ready for Sunday. Let's see. You work in a refrigerated room. That's not fun, especially where you live, where it's warmer outside. Of course, there's other things that are not fun about where you live. Ciao. um, yeah. 45 though in the winter here is a balmy day. So yeah, the thing is that for me anyway, breathing sub-zero air is not fun. Makes your nose hurt, makes your lungs hurt. So I don't go out in it if I can help it. Anything else? Because I'll shut down because I don't have anything else to say. Other than crazy news, let's see, what's some of my news sites? I go to this one, redstate.com. I also go to News LA. Not sure. I mean, it's pretty similar stuff. Sometimes I go to Zero Hedge. I'm not into finance stuff, but and you gotta take it with a grain of salt like anything else. Of course, the best satire site is the Babylon Bee, if you ever want some good satire, because that's about the only way you can say things that need to be said anymore. Let's see if we can find that. see, there you go. It is satire, but it's pretty good stuff. So, other than that, let's see, what else do I do? The forecast, well, let's see. Let's look at our local forecast just for fun because I was talking about it. That's what it's looking like. This is 0 down in this line. Hope you can see my cursor. I made it bigger. Feels like temperature is good. Let's see. It's better than it was. Okay, 5 degrees. Yeah, over here it's going to get down to 2. That's the feels like temperature. It was in the minuses earlier. I guess it's global warming or something, right? And then we'll get snow. But we're not getting above freezing anytime soon. But it's February, so that's supposed to happen. It's amazing how many people are astounded every year that it gets cold in the winter. So, good for Chow's health. I hope everybody's health is improving if they're having any issues. I know too many people who are. But yeah, it's getting increasingly difficult to say anything online. It really starting to bother me that I support YouTube at all with just having a channel there, but people say don't go. It looks like, yeah, the FAUCI looks like Mad Magazine mascot boy. That would be Alfred E. Newman. Yes, he does. Like a very aged Alfred E. Newman. And I still say that the head of Facebook looks like Commander Data on Star Trek. Let's go look for, let's see, image of Commander Data. Let's see if this looks like anybody familiar. Yeah. I tell you, he looks like the head of Facebook. What do you guys think? Let's see if we can get, let's see, it looks look good. Probably spelling it wrong. Who cares, right? There you go. Somebody else noticed it. I mean, it's an uncanny resemblance. Yeah. And lack of facial expression and sort of that sort of thing, especially when he was before Congress that one year. And nothing, of course, came of it. I swear it was Commander Data the androids. Anyway, funny little things that you didn't notice. There's Totally Looks Like was a website. I don't know if that's still running, but yeah. Totally Looks Like. Yep, creepy to the max. But that's pretty good there. I still remember years ago during the Blame Bush era that he met with all the tech giants, and there was barely a whisper about it in the news, regular news. Nobody said what the meeting was about or anything, but I think by now we can pretty well guess what was on the agenda, right? All the surveillance and the tracking and all the crazy going on. Big tech is all over it. In fact, it was probably they who called the president of that time, so-called, of the United States to the meeting, not the other way around, because they run the world. The tech giants run the world. It is a giant technocracy, soon to be Kingdom of the Beast, coming to an Earth near you. That's what's going on. Let's see. We could look at Gab. I have it on the dark profile or theme right now, as you can see. Sometimes they don't run, sometimes they do, but that's Gab, that's MeWe, and you don't want to see my inbox. So anyway, I just think I'll leave this up. He looks like he's made of memory foam. Yeah, silicone. How about that? That would be appropriate, right? Both of them are probably silicone. Silicone. So there you go. So yeah, if you're interested in open theism and infallible interpreter issues, turn out on Sunday at 2 Eastern, as always, on my channel, also on Twitch and DLive, which I hardly even watch myself, but there's all the places I go: Twitch, DLive, YouTube, LBRY, BitChute, Brighton, Discord, my own websites, and it's kind of a makeshift app, Android app of My Gift New Testament, and it's hard for me to keep everything up to date. I have different versions of things that I am having trouble keeping up all of them on the same page. But anyway, I will try again, as I think I did after last week's, try to remember to put all these links in the description of the YouTube video. It's kind of hard to, I think I can put it in Twitch, but not DLive, because Twitch keeps things around for a few days after the live stream. But they don't stay for long. So, yeah, Data Dove, he has much more personality, if you ever watched the show. Star Trek Next Generation. Much more human behaving, it seems to me, from what I've seen. Yes, absolutely. Data is far more human. Lar. I think, what was it, Lore? Lore? Yeah, maybe it was Lore. Couldn't remember his name. Yeah, he was like Loki in his deviousness. He was more like Loki. Although he couldn't do magic, he was still a highly functioning android, but an evil one, which is why he was deactivated. But yeah. Yep, there you go. That's his evil twin, Lore. Who, put a Star Trek uniform on the one on the right and you wouldn't know. Just having a little innocent fun, right? So, yeah, the world we live in, it's not going to get better. If anyone watches the news, so-called, and doesn't think there's any problem, I don't know if they can be helped. Hello, Wendy. Good to see you. Miss you too. Sometimes not being able to sleep has advantages, absolutely. Because I knew, I was just kind of bored on a Friday night, and I'm not going to sleep if I go to sleep bored. It's just a thing with me. I usually sleep very well, but today my mind has not been busy, and so I found something to do, because if I didn't, I wasn't going to sleep tonight. So, glad you guys could turn out. This is your big chance to just ask me something to chit-chat about. I've been kind of looking for things, as you can see if you just got here. The uncanny resemblance of these two positive and negative androids here. For some odd reason, the one on the right's wearing a suit instead of his Star Trek uniform, Enterprise uniform. So, anyway, let's see. I really, like I said, don't like to be on YouTube, but here I am. And yeah, sometimes you get tired of playing the games. I never got into Next Generation yet. Q is wicked, which is interesting. He called himself Q. I forget I looked it up once, what Q meant. Just the word CUE, I think. But, there's obvious other normal meanings for that. But, or it was QUE or something like that. I forget. Anyway. So, but games, we got Boggle. It's called Word Twist, so they don't infringe on any copyrights. It's pretty fun. Let's give you this is the minimum 5-letter word one. Why do the small one? That's just no fun at all. Hey, Dank. I missed you somehow. There you are. And everybody else. I don't think I shouted out people, but So I play Word Twist, I play Solitaire, Spider Solitaire. It's been mean to me lately, not giving me any hands I could play well, and medium Sudoku. Um, you can pause it and do options like whether you want it timed or not, etc., etc. My best times, I've had 3 games, 3 minutes or less in my life after many hundreds of games. That's the best I do. My average is more around 5 on medium. Hey, Crystal, good to see you too. I also do word search, also at Puzzle Baron. And crosswords, I really stink at most of the time, but my high score is 9,800 something. So, yeah, if you just got here, I'm just chilling because I was bored and I was just saying how I don't want to go to sleep bored or I won't sleep well. So I fired up a live stream. Yeah, you don't want to see me. I do really bad if somebody's watching me play, but you know, we could do a round of Boggle, although you're going to hear a lot of keyboard noise. I could try putting the keyboard down on my lap. Let's see. This will be exciting. I mean, people watch other people play like first person shooter games, but this has got to be the most boring game night ever. Let's see what we got here. Night, site, diet, tile, key. Then we have typos. That. Skate, paid. Late. And then wait till you see the thing at the end. There would be people who obviously cheated. Let's see. Let's see. I'm not trying too hard here. Sale. Tails. Paid. There we go. Sake. Yeah, this has got to be the most boring thing. But like I said, there's people who watch you play first-person shooter games for hours, and they rake in money. It's just amazing. This is why I'm not rich. I don't think of things like that or pet rocks. It's just crazy what people will put money in. Hey, Pete Etchen. Hey, Uni and everybody. You know, it's a time game. I'll shout you out in a minute. Let's see. All right, give me words. What do you see in there? There we go. There's a couple. Oh no, I've only got a minute left out of 3. This isn't one of the most prolific puzzles, but there's also, word search you could do too, but snag. There we go. I think I did that. Oh, here's a good one. They have to be 4 letters. You can't just have 3-letter words in this one. Let's see. Lids. There we go. Peon. Thanks, Zeal. Load. Loan. Whoops. Oops. Laon. No wonder that didn't work. Yes. Yeah, that wasn't good. Yep, 4 letters. I think I did sake. Yeah. Apparently cleansed isn't in there. I did skate. Clean isn't valid. Let's see if we can get that one. I think I did all of those. Yeah, out of time. Oh, I didn't see it soon enough on stage. So I did 85 points. Somebody else, the average score is 244. I had 25 words. They had 54. High score 524. Look at this word that we all missed. Latinizations. How did I not see this? Yeah, the letters have to be in order. They have to be, um, you know, it, no, they have to be like that. You know, they have to be in a row. I don't think you can go diagonal at all, but, um, you know, they have to be connected and in order. Some of these puzzles, the word nearly takes up the whole thing that somebody's strung around, and I'm telling you, they got to be cheating to do that in 3 minutes. I mean, somehow, but but yeah, things I do when I don't feel like doing something else or I need a break or whatever. Um, but that's how you play. You got 3 minutes to find as many words as you can, and they have to be in order, at least 4 letters. Um, and yeah, there's a list of all the found words so far out of 374 possible words. So, yeah, and some of you are like, "Are you kidding me? That's a word?" But you either see it or you don't. Now, Sudoku, I'm not going to bother with the time right now, but basically the idea is to get numbers 1 through 9. It's not a math puzzle, it's a logic puzzle. So you look for things that you can fill in, like, for example, there's a 7 in this. You can't repeat it in a row, column, or a box. So here's a 7, here's a 7. Well, there's got to be a 7 here, and you can check it. How am I doing? And then there's a 7 coming down here, so there goes a 7. We don't know this one yet. One of these is 7. Let's see. This square is 1, 2, 5, 9. 1, 2, 4, 5, 9. 1, 2. So we got a 1, 2, 5 here. So I can do 2, 5 here. Let's say 1, 2. 1, 2, 4, 5, 9. 1, 2, 4 is in this row. Okay, there's obviously the 5 has to be here. 1, 2, 4, 9 is left. But anyway, so the 9 is going to go here. And so 1, 2, 4. Can't fill that in yet. This is 1, 2, 4, 8. So can't fill that one in yet. So anyway, you get the gist of it. This row, this column would be 2, 3, 6, 8, 9 is left. So there's obviously a 6 taking up all of these, a 6 taking up that. So you'd put a 6 there. So that leaves you with 1, 2, 3, 8, 9. We got 1 and 2 here, but we don't have enough to get the rest of it. So we can do 2, 3, 8 here. Well, there's a 3 here, so we have to put a 3 up there. That leaves this with 2, 8. So now we get, something to go on here, which is, whoops, that's supposed to be a 2, 8. 1, 4, 5, or 1, 5, 7, 9 is what's left. So we can put a 1, 9 there. 1, 9 there. 5 and a 7 on the other ones. So that way you got it narrowed down to 2. 2, 4, 7, 8, 9 in this one. 2. There we can do 2, 9. 2, 4, 7. We said we got 4, 7 here and 8 here. So that leaves 2 and 9. Anyway, I don't know if I feel like doing the whole thing, but might as well, right? You guys aren't asking me any questions, so here we go. 2, 3, 8. No. Yeah, 2, 3, 8, 9. 2, 3, 8, 9. Can't do that one. But I don't know if I feel like doing any more. 1, 2, 6 here. So we got 1, 2. So that has to be 6. Then we can check our work if we want to. This is 1, 2, 4, 8. Yep, and this is what I do to unwind. Let's say this one, there's a lot missing, but it's a 1, 2, 6, 8, 9. Well, there's where a 6 goes. 1, 2, 8, 9. Can't do that one. That's 2, 9. All right, so we got 2 of those, so that leaves 4, 7, 8. There's where 8 goes. And there's 4, 7. So we got some of this row now. 3, 5, 8, 9. There's 5, so we got 5 has to go there because there's a 5 taking up that one. And we can check again. Yeah, that's how bad it is on a Friday night. We're watching me play a game. So let's see, what did I just do? I did a 5 somewhere. I think it was this one. 1, 2, 4 is what we're looking for here. Well, you know it's not going to be a 2 because of there's 2's taken up. So 1, 4. 1, 2, 4. Oh, that we can't have a 5 here. That's a 7 because that 5 is already there. So that's 5. And okay, 1, 2, 4. This one is 1, 3, 8, 9. And that's not up. Oh, there's a 1, 8. I say 1, 2, 4, 8. That's not helping us yet. 2, 5, 8, 9. 2, 5. So that's got to be 8. So that's 8. That's 2. 5, 9. So let's do that. Whoops, that's going to be 5 because that's 5 over here. That has to be 9. And that's how you do Sudoku puzzles. This is 2, 3, 4, 7. So 4 has to go up there. 2, 3, 7. 7. 2, 3. 8, 9 is going to be here. 8, 9. 2, 3. This is how you do it. Only you do it lots faster normally. 1, 2, 8, 9. Oh, we got an 8 here, so we can fill in that one. This is 4. So there's a 4 up here. We have a 7, so we're going to put that 4 there. So that has to be 4. This is 1, 2. So that can't be a 1, so that's 9. 1. Still doing all right. It'll tell you if you mess up. 3, 8, 9. So that's got to be 9. So that's 3, 8, 3, 8. Well, that's 3 because the 8's over there. So 8, 3, 3, 2, 2, 3. Still okay. 1, 2, 8 here. So this is 1, 2, 8. This is 2, 9. So there was 9. 2 is going to do really bad things to my average time. 1, 5, let's see, 1, 2, 8. 8. It gets easier, obviously, as you go along. Let's see, here we got. Oh, that can't be 1 because that's 1. So that's 2, 1, 2, 8, 2, 1, 3, 6, 8. This is 3 and 8, so this is 1 and 6. So there's 6, 1, 3, 8, 1, 2. How am I doing? Really bad. Way over. There goes my average. Fastest time 2:54. I think I did a 2:53 once, and I did a 3 minutes even. But most of the time I'm in the 5-minute range, 4 or 5, and this was really bad. So let's see. Let's shout people out. I forgot to do that after the Boggle game. We've had so far Chow, Rhonda, Data. Speaking of Data, no offense. Let's see, Matthew, and hope I'm not forgetting anybody. Prof. Red MAA. Well, let's see who else. Let's see if and Wendy I mentioned. Dank, Crystal. Who else? Unicorn. P. Adjin. James Mason. Let's see. I think those are repeats. Theo. Yeah, and somehow I miss monogenes. I don't know if they would. It's a Greek word, but yeah, we're all pathetic watching me play games on a Friday night, especially if they're not video games; they're word games or logic games. Good verse there, Wendy. Let's see who else. I really do well at Scrabble, he says. When I play by myself, when I play with others, I make short words. Yeah, it's weird how, like I did really bad when everybody's watching me play. Let's see. I don't know. You guys, did I put you to sleep yet? I'm kind of putting me to sleep, which is what I wanted to do, what I did this for, so I can sleep tonight. Because like I said, if I go to bed bored, I won't sleep. What do you guys say? Another game? Do you have any questions? We could do word search. But yeah, those are my games. I used to play a game on the Mac back when I used to have Macs called Grids. That was kind of fun. A little cartoon robot game where the idea was to protect your home base with, fill in the spaces, and you had little constructor robots that would gain spaces, and you had some that were faster that you could buy later, and then you had this one called the Boss that would take over other bots and make them yours. Why don't we see if we can find that? Let's see. Old Mac game. Grids. Let's see if we can do images. Yeah, there it is. Cutest little robots. Those little buzzsaw would that's one. You had defense ones that would build up your squares and attack ones that would take them down. You had ballistas, and the Boss was just the meanest piece. Hey, flat fellow. I'm just chilling, boring people with the word games that I play, but I was just reminiscing about one called Grids that used to be on the Mac that I used to be fairly decent at. I sure don't have very many images of actual grids. Oh well. So, what the heck? We'll do a word search. How about that? Unlimited time, data not yet available. Usually it'll tell you the average score. I don't like sound effects. 14 words we're looking for. Things that are yellow. Alright. Let's see. We're looking for... I usually look for the longer words first. And rubber duck's going to be a little bit, longer. So... there we are. I look on the edges for the longer ones. Let's see. Dandelion. Happy face. Alright, let's look for dandelions. I'm going to kind of scan. And I missed it somehow. Oh, there you are. Happy face. Okay, I'm going to look for two P's. There we go. I look for unusual letters, rarer ones, like I'll look for a Y, yolk. There's a Y, that's not it. That's not it. Let's see, I'm looking for yo. Where are you, yo? Let's see. Oh, well, I'll look for it later. Sometimes, it's the shorter words harder to find. Let's do the T words. Taxi, tulip. We'll look for that. Oh, there's a... Look for an axe. There's axe. That's not it. That's not it. There's got to be another axe somewhere. And my eyes are getting blurry. Oh, come on. I can't find anything today. How about, uh, let's see. Canary or cheese, chick, corn. So we got 4 C words. There's chick. Canary, cheese, corn. That's what we're looking for. Let's see. There's corn, canary, cheese. That's not it. There's cheese. Where's canary? Looking for a can. That's not it. That's not it. Oh well. Sometimes I just come back and look for it later. Sulfur. Look. Oh, there you are. They were pretty easy. Let's see. Let's look for a lemon mustard pencil. Lemon mustard pencil. Probably not the most efficient way to do it, but there's an L-E, but that's not it. There's pencil, lemon mustard. Lemon mustard, M-U-S-T-A-R-D. There you go. Taxi, tulip, yolk, lemon, canary. There's canary. Taxi, tulip, yolk, lemon. Let's see. I keep thinking. Oh, there's taxi. Tulip, yolk, lemon. Canary. Oh, yeah, I got canary finally. Tulip, yolk, lemon. Lemon. L-E. L-E. Oh, there's lemon. Tulip yolk. T-U or Y-O. There's yolk. Now we need tulip. Where's tulip? There you are. Ta-da! There you go. 230 seconds. Lame. Oh well. Alright, I'm too slow looking at the chat to help me out find stuff. Oh well. My natural brain thinks the government is collecting people's puzzle scores to decide who goes in the bunkers. Well, there's always tic-tac-toe if they think they're going to drive us crazy with no puzzles to play. We can still do that. Not exactly a puzzle, but it's something. Yeah, who knows? I'm not sure they care about anybody's skills or anything. Right now it's just, are you compliant? So, the only time you'll win with tulip. Ka-ching! Yep, that's a good one. The only time that, well, tulips themselves as the real flowers aren't very nice, but Calvinism managed to make it smell bad. So anyway, yeah, that's the stuff I do. Oh, here's my Bible tab. I organize my bookmarks. Yes, I do. Especially the Bible stuff, because things that I use in my research a lot, I like to have handy. So we got my regular Bible app, the site just for mainly reading, and then we got the app, and then we got Bible Gateway, Bible Hub. Polyglot Bible, you might want to wonder what that is. It's just the displays the text of Hebrew, Septuagint Greek, New Testament Greek, and so for example, Genesis 1, it'll do these parallel columns, which I don't know why it has to make this one so skinny, but it just does. And so you got the King James over here with Strong's numbers, Septuagint, Tanakh, and Vulgate if you wanted to do lemon. Oh my goodness. Latin. I was looking at the chat and I saw the word lemon and that's what came out. So we got that. We got this is a good one also. This is one I like to use for presentation. And we got this parallel Greek, Hebrew, or not, parallel Greek New Testament text. It's just all the different Greek texts. We got the Stevens, the Scrivener, Byzantine, Alexandrian, Horton, Westcott, Latin Vulgate, and then a bunch of English versions there. And then they go to verse 2. So that one's nice. This one, compare Greek manuscripts, is really handy when somebody says you're using an inferior Greek text and you can see them side by side. So, for example, if you wanted to do 1 John 5 like they've got up here, you click the little button and it'll, color schemes to tell you, and it's nice, it highlights as you're going along the same words, those are the things that are the same. Then you have differences, some things that are depreciated, which means that they're not considered anymore to be probably the original text. We got all these interlinears. This, like I said earlier, this is the one I made out of 2 Bible Hub ones, so because I wanted them the Hebrew and Greek side by side, so I made my own. And then we have this other Hebrew interlinear that I use a lot, where you can just hover over words and it's got the Strong's numbers in it. And there's the English text, the transliterated Hebrew, and the Hebrew itself. So pretty nice stuff there. Then we got Paleo Hebrew. You can read if you like. There's the difference in characters. This is actually a more of a, what they say, Aramaic script. This is Paleo Hebrew. Before that was Proto-Sinaitic. And you can see it for yourself if you want. These two both read right to left, I think. And these are actually more like the Greek family of characters, which is why I did a video on it once. I see you, Matthew. Yeah, I probably won't stay up much. It's getting late. There are some interesting arguments for a Greek type language being the earliest written, but who knows? Certainly wasn't this one. This square script is not the oldest script. Obviously, this predates it and is more pictorial, and that's the way ancient languages tended to start out. Which, we're all familiar with Egyptian hieroglyphics, but so they were kind of more like that, but they moved on to alphabets. So let's see, Constable's notes and some charts and things, but yeah, I'm getting sleepy too, so probably call it a night, because I started kind of late. I don't even know what time it was when I started, 10:30 something, I think. Yeah, let's see, it says here I've been running for 53 minutes. How did I do that with no plan at all in my head? I had a question to put myself last week. Most Christians over 40 have lived long enough to have their faith seriously tested. What has really tested yours? I've had my theology tested, but I'm not sure that anything has really made me shaky faith-wise. I'm trying to think. It's been going on 63 years. My total age, but Bible study was a few years less than that. But no, I can't say I ever really had a big faith doubt. I've had doubts about what the heck God must be doing, but never questioning whether God was doing something. I can't really say. Can't think of something right now. Like I said, I am finally getting sleepy, which was the whole point of this. But yeah, I have spent a number of years in the trenches online doing, little pop-up debates with all sorts of people. And that is a good way to sharpen your own understanding theologically. Let's see. Hebrew has very cool hidden messages in the associated pictograms for each character. Yes. And then the text moved on me. When applied to important biblical words, especially names. Yep. Tetragrammaton. Yep. And Hebrew has not been my focus, so maybe you should do a thing on that sometime. That would be cool. Or you could be a guest on my Discord here sometime if you would like to do that. I find Hebrew hard to read because of my eyesight, all the little dots and stuff. And so I'd be happy learning more of the old Septuagint Greek. It's pretty tough sledding for me, but let's see. I was listening to a video explaining this verse and wanted to hear your breakdown for it. It is impossible for those who unlike. Oh, Hebrews 5. Yeah. Sorry. Hebrews 6:4. Yeah, 5 is where it starts. I think I've done stuff on that, haven't I? Let's go look real quick. Let's see. Let's do that one. Hebrews. A good cup of coffee, as for the joke goes. Hebrews 6:4 is down here. Let's see. So that's why I like to start with 5, because it's part of the context. We have a lot. This is kind of, they broke with their discussion of Melchizedek, and they're going to come back to it, and they say, we have a lot of deep things to say about all this, but you have become hard of hearing. So this is people who have lapsed. Okay? By this time, you should be teachers. We're not talking about lapsed faith, but you need to be taught all over again about the basic foundational truths of God. You're back on milk instead of food, which is describing the whole of Christianity today. And all such people are beginners, babies concerning the word of justice or righteousness, same word. Solid food is for the mature, who through practice have developed a sense of discernment to distinguish good from evil. And then it goes into chapter 6. So we're in this topic. Because of that, let us move on from the foundation of the word of the anointed toward maturity, not laying again the foundation of changing our minds, the meaning of metanoia or repent, from dead works and toward faith in God, and of teachings about immersions, dedication, and all these things. And this we will do. We will move on with God's permission. So this is tied back to all that other stuff, right? And the stuff is a turning of attention of the writer of Hebrews to deal with this immaturity, okay? But the key, of course, here is, for it is impossible for those who are once enlightened, who have sampled, why is he saying this now, he or she or them, who have sampled the heavenly gifts, associates with the Holy Spirit, sampled the ideal proclamation of God, as well as the coming age, and then defect, that's what it means in Greek, to be restored to another change of mind, as long as, there's the key, as long as is what it means in Greek, they are re-crucifying the God-man by their actions and holding him up to public mockery. Footnote. The Greek grammar for as long as is, let me make this larger so you can actually see what I'm looking at here, is the present active participle, which indicates a presently continuing action, not a past action. So the passage is saying that as long as people remain in rebellion against that which they once knew to be true, they are symbolically nullifying the sacrifice of Jesus. Conversely, if they discontinue this rebellion, they can change their minds again. This may seem illogical. They can't change their minds till they change their minds, but we see the same issue in 2 Corinthians 3:16. Their minds are covered, but the cover is removed if they change their minds. This is a clear biblical thing. Also, you can see in Galatians 3:1-5 and 4:9. So, as long as is the key. So while people are, this is a letter to the Hebrews, lapsing back into Judaic practices, the larger context, they are symbolically putting Jesus back on the cross, and they need to change their minds about that. And then you can read farther in the context here where it says, why are they saying this when they're saying it is a good place to start. So looking at chapter 5 before that. And then after this, he says, ground that soaks up the rain and grows crops is a blessing from God to the farmers, but if it produces only thorns and thistles, it's worse than cursed, finally be burned. These are analogies. But we are convinced of better things about you. Things that have to do with salvation. Even though we talk like this. For God is not unjust that he would forget your work and the love you displayed in his name, your continued service. I'll show the same diligence toward the assured hope until the end so you won't become lazy. So anyway, context is everything. Knowing the Greek grammar is really important as well. And it's not about losing salvation, because if it were, it would mean it would be impossible for you to ever repent again. And there are a lot of people who believe in losable salvation who won't go that far, even though this passage allegedly says that to them. They say, well, we believe you can be saved and re-lost and saved and re-lost and and then on, which doesn't make any sense either if you look at the scriptures. So anyway, sorry about that, Amy. I was just shooting the breeze and somehow we got into Bible talk. Imagine everyone's shock. But yeah, that's what I think is clear in the Greek, as long as is, and in the context, the larger context, is telling us what's going on here in Hebrews. So yeah, this is, let me give you the link. It will take you right to the footnote because that's the last thing I had in my URL there, but there you go. So anyway, let's see, catching up again. Don't go back and try to rebuild the laid foundation, which is Christ. Absolutely no, not back to the laws of Moses, which incidentally in Galatians, Paul got in Peter's face in public and rebuked him for doing exactly that because he had not been practicing Judaism, even though he was a full-blooded Jew, or Paul would not have rebuked him for going back to it. Evidently he had gone away from it, and then he went back because, let's just go find that. It's in Galatians. Let's see, is it chapter 2 or 3? Let's see. There it is, chapter 2. Now when Cephas came to, that's Peter, it's the Aramaic version of the name, I think, or Hebrew, I'm not sure, but no, Petros is Greek. I confronted him to his face because he was in error. What happened was that before some people came representing James, he ate it together with the non-Judeans. That's what it says in Greek. But when those people came, he withdrew and segregated himself out of fear of the circumcision. And he led the rest of the Judeans into displaying a double standard with him to the point where even Barnabas got carried away with it. But when I saw they had veered off the road leading to the truth of the gospel, stopped there. But when I saw they veered off the road leading to the truth of the gospel, that's what this was, what Peter was doing, leading people away from the gospel by lapsing back into Judaic practice. And then Peter said to him in front of them all, if you, a Judean, could live as the non-Judeans and not according to Judaism, he's not saying not according to the Talmud, how is it that now you're compelling the non-Judeans to observe Judaism? This is a question we could ask people today, Hebrew roots people today. It's right there. No wonder they have to rip out Paul from the New Testament because he's absolutely scathing in his overt rebuttal to Hebrew roots right here. It was taking root early and he put a stop to it, and that's why they hate him. Hebrew roots people hate him today. No one is justified on the basis of meeting the requirements of the law, but that's only by trusting in Jesus the Anointed, not due to performing the law. Absolutely, the root is Christ. He is the vine. He is the root and the offspring of David. I mean, it's all over the Bible, and should the planned debate happen, and either way, I'm going to present it someday, we will go into a lot of detail on who Jesus is. So anyway, I'm going to call it a night. My throat's getting dry anyway. Thank you all for helping me not to be bored so I can sleep. And we'll see you all Sunday. Let me try the outro again that my buddy made for me. And we'll see you all then. Thanks for keeping me company on a boring Friday night. Hope I didn't put anybody else to sleep. Thanks for coming.
This is the Bible Literalist channel. You got here one way or another. Remember, the path is very narrow. Turns out Jesus is God. This is the great deception, and blood always finds its level. Thanks for being here. God bless.
Okay, I just wanted to ask, could you guys hear that? I think it was putting out sound. I don't have my headphones onto that, so No, let's see what you no shift Edison. Good to see you. Our Cherokee. Nice to know. Yeah, you guys could hear that though, right? Hopefully. I'm pretty sure you did because you probably heard the intro also. Awesome. All right. So next time, if I ever, it won't be this Sunday, but next time if I ever have someone on panel with me, I'm going to make sure we get the audio right for that too. All right. Night, everybody. See you Sunday.